Oh, failed to go live.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, it already starts 9:01 too. Yeah.
Okay,
Hello,
good
Wednesday.
evening, everybody. If you can hear me, please put the letter Y in the question box.
One second, John. Hey, everybody, how you doing tonight? Thanks Charles, for the introduction. Good to see you. We got some great things in store for you. Hang on, Charles. If you can get them started, I have a really important call I have to handle real fast. Okay.
All right, very good. All right, thanks, Carolyn, and everybody else. If you can hear me, just put the number 1 in the question box. It's good to see you all here tonight. And what we're going to talk about here is kind of the way we're going to go forward. And we're going to have, as you know, we're going to be doing 2 calls. We're going to be doing sales primarily on Monday, and on Wednesdays, I'm going to be doing technology with you. I'm going to show you the entire program, how you can put things together, and how you can really make them work. Now, what I'd like for you to do on these calls, right, on the Wednesday night calls, is I'm going to give you an email address, and when you have questions that you want me to cover on Wednesdays, just send them to me ahead of time, and I'll be happy to cover them. I'm always going to have something that I'm going to cover with you, but I want to make sure that you get your questions answered. So the whole thing works together. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get your arms around everything. I'm going to help you with that. So the other thing about that is that too, if you're going to be selling this, right, you're going to be getting a lot of questions from customers as to how to put it all together. And so everything that I know, you need to know also, because you need to be able to explain it to the customer. Now, you don't necessarily need to know how to sell it. Right. I trust that everybody on this call, probably if you're here, you already know how to sell it, right? You all know how to get in front of people. You already know how to make this work. You know how to make the pitch. And actually, as part of what Dwayne's going to be helping you with on Mondays, but on Wednesdays, when you get questions, I'm not going to be there all the time to answer your customers' questions. That is really for you to do. And one of the things that you need to do, as a business owner and owning these products is, you need to be an expert, right? You need to be an expert in how they work. You need to be an expert, and you need to be able to answer some of the questions that you're going to be getting from your customers and being able to walk them through certain problems. Not everybody's going to have, all the same questions, but the basics, you want to understand them well enough so that you can walk people through. And really and truly, once you really understand how everything works, what's going to happen is you're going to be a better salesperson. Once you know what Genius Trainer Pro does, you're going to actually be able to sell it more. When you know what Genius Marketing Pro really does, how it fits together with the other programs, you're going to be able to sell it better. So although my goal is to make sure that you're going to be an expert and being able to explain it to your customers, the benefit of that is going to be you're going to be a better salesperson of the actual product. Now, again, the actual sales training, Dwayne is going to help you with. Now, when it comes to really putting together pages, making, writing emails and getting things done on a regular basis, I'm going to help you with some of those things too. Some of those things are going to overlap, right? So some of the stuff we're going to be talking about on Monday is actually going to overlap with some of the stuff we're going to be doing on Wednesday night. Okay, so make sure that you're here on both nights. And again, you have questions. Make sure I have them on. Make sure I have them ahead of time, and I can cover everything that you have a question about, kind of as we go. So once again, Dwayne's going to be coming on tonight. We're going to be talking about Mondays, and we didn't have a chance to do Monday's call, but we're going to actually do what we would have done on Monday tonight, and then next Wednesday, we're going to start with the technical calls. What I want you to do is to start thinking about whatever questions you have, and then start sending them to me. Right. And so once we do that, so tonight, we're going to focus on sales. Dwayne's going to kind of focus on that. And again, on Wednesday night, next Wednesday, we'll get started with the tech calls. So I'm going to throw it over to
Dwayne.
Hey,
guess what, Charles? This is good news. We're going to get a chance to do some tech stuff only because it relates to sales and the most prime questions I've been getting. And also, my the camera's so blurry. What the world's going on? All right. So, one of the things that I've been getting questions about so much lately, Charles, that is this idea of funnels. My friend page, I'm trying to collect with my funnel. What's the science behind it? Like, I've got pages, and I've seen one this week, Charles, where a person had on the front end, they had one product that's related to itself, right? Mm-hmm. And the upsell was something that had nothing to do with the actual product. And then the final upsell was an entirely different product, and none of them connected. And there folks need to understand a little bit about the science of funnels and the conversions, and then how simple they are to connect. So it relates to sales, but the good news is I'm here with the brain power of the group, right? Charles and I do some great stuff, but he's the brains, right? And I'm pretty much just the hot air. I'm the hot air. So, but anyway, if you want, can you kind of like, before I go out to Genius Marketing Pro and talk a little about funnels, there's a science, like there is anything. There's fundamental principles to everything, right, Charles?
That's right.
And with fundamental principles, it doesn't take much for any one human being to master. There's only 5 or 6 fundamental principles to anything. When it comes to funnel science, it works the same way. So, one of the first rules of thumb I learned was you want to make sure you tie things together. And things should connect. They should be related. So if you're selling apples, you don't turn around and start selling someone a spoon because there's no correlation. You immediately make them say no. There's some things in the science, and maybe you can talk about the science a little bit, Charles, before I get to it. And Earl's here. Earl has a lot of those questions too. Funnel questions are the most the most frequent questions we get now that we have a funnel platform. And so I want to be able to help them with that tonight, understanding a little bit more about what's behind it and how they can approach it. Because, Charles, some of the people here are new and not only did a funnel, they've only bought funnels through funnels, but they've never been on the other side. So maybe you can help with that.
Yeah, let's see. And I see Lori's got a question here. Lori,
I got an answer for that one. That's my answer because I'm the one that emailed. Okay, I've got her answer, but I'll let you go to that. Lori, I'm going to answer you, but Charles, you're going to go ahead and see if you can address that. Yeah.
Okay, so really, I mean, funnels are very basic, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to give your customer, you're trying to give them every opportunity to spend with you, and you're trying to provide the most value at a point in time when they're ready to purchase. So somebody gets introduced to you through your front end product, whatever your front end product is, whether it's $7, $27. Some cases your front end product might be $97 or $197. Still an introduction because you're introducing them to whatever it is that you're going to be offering them. They said yes, they saw it, they said, man, this is fantastic. So what are you trying to do with a funnel? What you're trying to do with a funnel is you're trying to give them everything else they might want or need that's going to make that product work better. So when you're talking about, when we did Webinar Fusion Pro, we started with, with a basic version, but then we know that some people were going to want more than that, right? Some people were not just going to want to do live webinars. They're going to want to do automated webinars. So when you start thinking about what to offer in a funnel, you want to start thinking, what's the next level up? What is it that they would want to go with your product that they're going to want to use along with it, right? So there is a first upsell that you can give somebody that's going to help them to either enjoy it more or to use it better, or in this case, so we're talking about making more money. What can they do with a product to make more money? For example, I know one of you all, you're offering, you've taken a PLR product, and you have a Bing ads product, and they get the front end product where they're getting the ebook, right? Well, what would help them to enjoy it more? Well, some people would enjoy it more if they had a video course. So the funnel, the upsell becomes the video course to that. So they get a chance to get a video course after they bought the front end product. Is everybody with me? So does everybody kind of understand where I am? Just stop me right now. So if you understand what I'm saying right now, please put the number 1 in the question box. You kind of get the general idea what I'm talking about with a funnel. So the next thing is, right? So if you generally get that. Now,
well, Charles, one thing to think about too is it'll help them. They already go through them. They just don't know that they understand a funnel. A lot of these guys start unchecking immediately. If they go into Best Buy's website and buy something, immediately they're going to get another offer up that's related to it and all that stuff. And some of them might check off. And today what's crazy, Charles, I was asked to renew the domain. And when I did, my gosh, I bet you had 7 or 8 other offers in their funnel, but all of them were related Some were tempting, others weren't. Some offered me like 10 or 12 other email addresses I could use with that one domain for next to nothing. Another offer hosting. So I know that they're getting it. Some may not, may be shy, but at least you guys should know that you already are going through the stuff anyway. So try to associate that, right, along with it. So thanks, Charles.
Everybody here has probably gotten upset. Everybody has a mobile phone. How many of you all have bought something, some kind of electronic? You go to Best Buy or wherever it is. I'm not sure where you're going to be, where it's going to be in your country. You're going to go to Best Buy, you grab it, and then the next thing they ask you is what? They're going to ask you, do you want a plan to go with it? So you got this electronic thing, and they're going to say, well, for another X number of dollars, you can have a plan to protect it. Right? When you walk up to the counter, you're going to see batteries around there. You're going to see all kinds of other stuff that you're going to need to go with it. And so if you kind of think of that, right? You kind of think of when I go buy an electronics, I get offered some other stuff to go with it that's either going to help me to enjoy it more or to protect it or to help me to be able to do something better. And all the stuff around there are upsells. And when you're online, you have the opportunity to kind of put them back and forth. And that's where the technology comes in. The technology will allow you so that when the person buys the first one, they pay for it, and then they see the next offer. So when you start thinking about, well, what's the next logical offer to give them when they see that? And then what's the next logical offer after that to see them? I've seen as many sometimes, Dwayne, as 5 upsells. I think that's a bit much, but I think reasonably, if you know that you can give somebody 3 different things that will help them to learn more or to do more or to be more effective, you want to be able to do that. And that's what the technology will do.
Well said. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to show it in just a minute too, Charles. You got a good point. It's so crazy. You know, Charles, one of my first funnels I created, I didn't know the word funnel or any of that stuff. You know, you probably remember I bought a book for a little bit from
Russell
Women in Power.
Oh yeah,
from a woman called Woman in Power. I bought a case of them and began to start about cases and started selling them. And I wanted, okay, I only paid $5 for these books. How am I going to get the full value? Right? They sell for $20. How am I going to get it out? So I created a funnel. Women in Power. A lot of women struggle with confidence because of not feeling good about themselves. So I bought a confidence product. When they buy the book, I threw in the confidence product, but when they bought the confidence product, they upselled to something, I forgot the name of the other product, but it was related, and that helped. And it's the same thing I went through today with GoDaddy, or my domains when I renewed my domain.
GoDaddy's good.
And it's crazy because I don't need to build a website from them, but they offered it anyway. Mm-hmm. I love Google Analytics, but I already have it. But they are offering it. They're offering everything. So some of the questions that come up are the connecting. So Charles, I don't know, do you have a funnel that you've built already in GMP?
Let's see, I can still get into one. Yeah, I can actually show you. Let me see, Genius Marketing Pro. All right. Let's see if I can get in here. Yeah, the problem might be my bandwidth. Let's see if I can do it.
You got it?
I'm a little challenged with my bandwidth here.
Oh, it might be me. I'm in Colombia. We got rain. I don't know why stuff rains on us so much, bro, but we got rain over here. So what I'll do is I can what do I do to give you more bandwidth? Anything? Turn my camera off?
I don't think you can do anything. Let me see. Okay, can you get in on your side, Dwayne?
No, I can't. Yeah, let me try. Let me try but dude, you know where I'm at? I'm in a whole nother world. Let me see. In Genius Marketing Pro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in there. Okay, so I should just go to funnels, right?
Yep.
And edit funnel. I'm making one up now, darn it. Let me get to, I don't really have one, but I need to look at one. Let's see, here's one. Video marketing blueprint. I don't know what that is, but let's look at that. I'm gonna edit a funnel. No.
All right, can you show your screen?
Oh, I'm not right now?
You're not showing your screen right now.
Man, you're just full of good news. Okay. All right, here we go. Share screen. You guys gotta love it. You got two wannabe techies, and only one's really a techie. Good gravy out of this world. Can you see, Charles?
Yeah. Yep. We can see.
What about my bandwidth? I got better bandwidth than you?
Yeah, you're doing great.
Well, thank you very much. By the way, Lori Parler, before I begin this segment, I learned a long time ago that I don't try to compete with my subscribers. I have my own autoresponders, right? I've got DJ Responder, and my list comprised totally is well over 200,000. And if I use that to email, I compete with when yours goes out. There's so much per second and per minute that go out. So we're expanding. You have to have X number of years. Many people don't know this, Charles, and a lot of people try to start their own autoresponder, and they work for a month, and then they go out of business. They don't know that the providers, email service providers, they want established patterns of development and growth in those accounts. So if I send out 4 emails a day to my list, that's going to be close to 800,000. And if Charles is using that, which we have thousands of members using our GMP Responder and Boost Responder, I cannot afford to force you guys to have your email delayed. And I learned by experience. Some of you might remember about a year ago, one time I remember Earl, here's when I woke up, Charles. I think it was close to about a little over a year and a half ago. I sent an email out, and Earl says, hey, look, I don't know, my email's delayed. I'm like, oh, shoot. And the way we set it up, there's these things called cron jobs. Every so many seconds, it releases a certain number of emails to go out. Mm-hmm. And when I don't email with you guys and compete against you, guess what happens? Your emails are able to go out and be released on time. When I interrupt, if me and all my partners decided to email off of our same server, we ruin it for our subscribers when you guys are more important to us than us getting ours out. We're going to get ours out. Make sense? I have my own, though, too, as well. And right now, I'm redoing. I'm going to have my entire DJ Responder redone from scratch. So that's why I do that. But good question. Charles, now I'm on that site, bro. So let's walk through that, okay?
Yep.
Let us dance. As we look at it, when it comes to the connection, we talked about a relationship. Places like GoDaddy, places like Amazon and other places, this thing, the funnel goes through infinity. It continues to go on. Okay? For some of you and me, we might go 3 levels in. I don't like funnels that goes more than 3, only because I have a short attention span. Some of you guys might like long ones. If you buy something from me, I want there to be an option for something related to it that you can get further on. If you purchase during one of my launches or one of our launches, you've noticed you can get one thing at one level, but if you really want to get, even with Genius Marketing Pro, watch it for a minute, Charles. We're going to pretend, everybody understand, if you understand this, type in the number 3. We're going to pretend that this is Genius Marketing Pro, and I'm going to show you how the funnel worked so you can really get it. Okay? So type in number 3 if you got it. Now, Charles, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show them how we broke it up.
Yep.
Okay, good. You're welcome, Lori. Here's what's going to happen now, Charles. I want you to help guide me on this.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm dancing. On the front end of Genius Marketing Pro, when you bought it, when we launched it, you only paid $67 one time. And you were able to get a page creator and an autoresponder. Am I wrong, Charles?
That's right. Yep.
And you got it, one-time payment only. That's it. Boom, done. Some of you tonight, you're paying $47 a month. You bought it after the launch, but no biggie. Watch this. When you purchased it, you had another option. If you said no thank you, it probably sent you to google.com, right? But we didn't give you an option for that. No, in all honesty, if you said no thank you, we had a downsell where maybe it included a autoresponder and a page builder, but without the share code for the pages maybe. It didn't have something with it, so you had a downsell. A funnel is not made up of progressions only to get you to buy something that costs more. It's a funnel that gives you more. A person gets to choose which part of the product they want. It's not about scamming people. It's about giving people more freedom. So if someone can choose, okay, I do want this. I want this autoresponder page builder with the share code to share the pages. Yay. They get that. Now, watch this. If we go down one level, if they say, no, thank you, it sounds good, but not right now. Instead of paying the $67, maybe they could pay $37 to not have the autoresponder in it, and they got a page builder. We get to choose that. But if they say, yes, I want it, and they pay for it, if they give a favorable response, they get to go up in price and up in value. If you get that, type it in number 2. If you give a non-favorable response, you get a lower offer, less items for less money. If you give a favorable response and pay for it and want it, you're going to give another option for more products. So Charles, on this second level of Genius Marketing Pro, if they wanted the front end for $67 for just $77 or $97, they were able to get something pretty unique. Maybe a photo editor, right? They were able to get a copy builder, perhaps even dynamic funneling, right? That's the second level for just $96. They own it. They don't have to pay monthly ever.
And they got the bonuses. So if they
got a host of bonuses.
They got bonuses if they took the upsell, right?
Right.
But if they turned this down, then they got the downsell.
Got it. Okay. So, but we're not done. What you want to know about a funnel and the funnel science is when they say yes, they're telling you the behavior that they have about the product, how important the product is to them. This will determine where they go from here. So if they say yes to this one, good, they can get to the next level. But what if they say no, I don't think I want dynamic funneling, a copy builder, bonuses, and a photo editor. So instead of paying $97 on this product, because they didn't say yes, we're not going to show them anything more higher or more expensive yet. We're going to take them here. And here, they can get the photo editor with a copy builder only, without the dynamic funneling, for just $47. Who knows what the price is? I'm just giving you an example. Cool. Then you still made another sale. And so I don't have that image here, but believe it or not, when you have funneling, you can take a total value that you make from the sale of it, and now you can add tens of thousands of dollars more, or I should say you can add 40 to 50% more on each item in the funnel.
Right. Yep.
So if someone just sells one thing, that's cool. That's not bad. But if we just sold this product with one thing, it may have made for the launch, it may have only made, Charles, let's say $40,000 to $60,000. Instead, by having 3 offers in there, 2 more offers in it, it made a few $100,000.
Right.
Because people had options, they got a chance to choose. As Americans, you're probably used to it. For those of you who live in the West, you're probably used to getting the chance to make choices. But by not giving people options and selling one product with everything in one time, you're taking that away, and people are not as favorable to say yes and market with you. This is what I meant by the science. The science is make it related, make it easier for them to say yes. Even when they say no, they can say yes to you because you're giving them options. Okay, I'm going to take the screen off for a second, Charles. I need to make sure that they got that. You guys follow what I'm saying? What we're trying to tell you is funneling is natural. You know, hey, look, I like you. We only had dinner once, but I'm not sure, I'm not sure if I really like you. Give me a chance to make options. Tell me more about yourself. I said yes to dinner, but that doesn't mean that I want to bear your children. I said yes to dinner, but it doesn't mean that I want to smell your breath in the mornings, right? There's other things. So in life, we get used to this. We get a chance to make choices. Thanks to dinner, it was great having dinner with you, right? But I don't really want to see you again tomorrow night. That's the downsell. But I will see you at school. We can see you in the library. Think about nature. Go along with it. Don't go against it. Some of you resist it. I would buy it, but what other offers are going to be there, right? Those are the people that really don't get it. Forever, their life will be the same. But for those of you who understand the nature and the way life works for us, you can have that in funneling, in dynamic funneling. And we call it dynamic because that's the way we created this product. Charles, I'm going to shut my mouth. Maybe there's more you could say about that.
Yeah, no, I think you said it. If you don't ask, you won't get it. And so what you're basically doing is, you're giving the customer an opportunity to spend more with you, but you're also giving them the opportunity to improve whatever it is they're trying to do. So really, let me kind of go to this for a second. See if I can share this with you.
Share it.
All right. So, okay. So this is Genius Marketing Pro,
right?
So if you show them these offers, right, all of these things they're not extra. So part of it is, yes, they're different offers, but you're really giving them things that they can use that'll help them to enjoy this thing more or to use it more. So you don't want to just kind of tack them on, and you don't want to be unrelated. You want each one of these levels to be something that they can use that will help them to use this better. Now, this should stand alone though, no question. So they get the front end, they should be able to do exactly what you told them to. Right. So when they get it, it should be valuable. It should be cool. They should love it. They should be raving about it. And even if they don't get anything else, they get the front end. It should be happening. Then when they get to the upsell, and they get it, that upsell, it really should be what you say, Dwayne. When they see the offer, it should be a no-brainer. It's kind of like, of course I want this. Of course it should be. The whole science is just like I said about Best Buy. Right? When you see and they say, well, you bought a $300 iPhone, and they say, well, do you want to pay $12 in case it breaks? And of course you say, well, yeah, of course I do. I mean, exactly. And so that's really what the upsell should be. It should be kind of like, of course, yeah, of course I want that. Why would I not get that?
Or if I don't, I already have one, right? I already have something else in its place. But trust me, when you do it this way, it's not a matter of if you get upsells or downsells. It's a matter of how many you're going to get. Mm-hmm. When Charles, you talked about the iPhone, right? When I bought it, because I already broken a couple, right? When someone says, "Hey, look, right now we have a special because you're buying it today. You can get a case for just blank,
right? And
it's really good. It's so durable you could drive out with a car." I'm like, "What are you waiting for? Give it to me, man." Right. Then they say, "Watch how cool this is." When you buy it, they say, well, good, you got you in the case. Now, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you needed to have it recharged, but you didn't have something with you. We have this charger that we can make available for you. This charger, it's a recharger. When you do it, it actually can last. You can actually have 3 charges out of it. It's just an additional $30. And once you charge it at night, you take it with you throughout the day. When your phone dies, just plug it into this. And before you know it, you left the store. You thought you were buying... Hey, Charles, you thought you were buying a new phone, but oh my goodness. Now you left and you instead of the $300, you probably spent $450, but you're happy. And trust me, they have upsells and downsells. And so this is something, when you buy cars, the same thing as well. So let's see here. What is she saying? So at GMP, what product would be a good front end? because everything is bundled in this suite. No, that's different. So here's the deal. You don't have the ability to change with products you get where you actually are a reseller. You can't change the pricing. They're fixed. You can't lower an upper and break it into many pieces. So let's just say GMP is called Genius Marketing Pro, right? There's no bundle. It's a product with many things in it. The funnel's already broken up, right? But let's just say you can sell Genius Marketing Pro for $47 a month. And man, you got some other things you want to throw in with it. So for example, it already has an autoresponder, already has a page builder, it already has things that connect to the webinar system and things like that. It wouldn't be uncommon because you know it does connect and work directly with Webinar Fusion Pro. The upsell in it could be Webinar Fusion Pro because they work together. You guys register tonight using Genius Marketing Pro, although we're on Webinar Fusion Pro, right? We built a page inside of Genius Marketing Pro to invite you here, created the webinar. Charles created the webinar inside of Webinar Fusion Pro, correct? Now you're here and you entered into an email list through the process. So we use all of these all-in-one products and it demonstrates the value itself. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. So in your funnel, you can have Genius Marketing Pro as the bottom line, and then the upsell can be Webinar Fusion Pro for just $47. They own their own autoresponder, done, right? Then if you really want to go the next step further, there's a couple of digital products that talk about how to do webinars and or that talk about building funnels. We have all kinds. You can make that a third upsell. Or you can, to Genius Marketing Pro, you can sell, I think there's a funnel how to create a successful funnel digital product inside Digital Paydays. You can make that the upsell in your funnel. There's so much you can do. But here's what it's going to involve. Take this the right way, everybody. Creativity. Creativity can happen when you spend enough time in a certain place. It's hard to be creative in a newfound area that you spend little time in. Many of us can become creative when it comes to managing our bills because we have to spend so much time there every month, right? You got to make sure this one gets paid, that one gets paid, right? We become very creative, Charles, in our football and basketball and baseball fantasy leagues. We spend time there. What I want people to be encouraged about is you need to, in order to be creative in business, in marketing, working with funnels, you got to start building them wrong. Be okay with building them wrong. The more you know about them, the more flexibility, the more you're going to be able to do with them. And that means building a funnel that doesn't work. I built one, nobody buys anything, and it didn't work. You got to be that guy and girl because that's what we have to do. If Charles and I told you just this year how many things we launched that actually didn't make money or lost money, you wouldn't believe it. But it happens. You can't become great at it unless you're willing to do that. Does that make sense, Charles? I don't know if I kind of rambled or not, if it kind of brought clarity.
No, it makes perfect sense. I know, Dwayne, one thing you have done in the past, and maybe you can talk about this. You've done it as a bonus sometimes, but you've also done it on the back end, even before we were even talking about funnels, and that is adding on a little service, doing something for them once they get it. I mean, and really making the price significant because most people don't want to do the stuff, but they like to have it done, and you know how to do it. Maybe, Dwayne, you want to talk about how you have done that.
Yeah. One of the ways to get yourself used to having extra things is instead of starting with funnels, if you never sold anything before, sell something and throw it in, right? Charles, you know what's crazy? I got to give a story to make this make sense. I have several processes that happen on a daily basis that I hate. I'm like a little boy, Charles, right? Little kids, they don't want to bathe. They don't want to wash their hands. I mean, I do those things, so don't get me wrong. But one of the things I really hate is I hate razors. I hate shaving. So if somebody wants to get me to buy razors, they're probably, this Gillette company came up with something really cool. They came up with a pack. You buy one pack, and it has like 8 in it, and that could last me up to a year. That's cool, especially since I don't shave that much anymore. You can see this white crap on my face. But what's interesting is I detested shaving so much that I insisted I was only going to do it once a week on a Wednesday until I found the Fusion Gillette Fusion. No, we don't own that because it says Fusion. So now here's the point. What they did do is they created a model that requires me to spend less money. And then to top it all off, whenever I buy them, they always do like a big thing of shaving cream and all kinds of stuff that I didn't ask for. Now, they could have easily upsold me for just an additional 80 cents for a thing of shaving cream, but they didn't. They threw it in. So sometimes, many of you don't know, Charles, I'm going to use this as an example. Let's just call my wallet a fence. On this fence, when people are going to buy from you, they're on top of it. This is the side they're climbing up to. If they go over, they're buying it. What you don't know, when you throw in a service or throw in a product with something, like Charles talked about special bonuses, here's what happens. Some people are on the fence say, forget it, I'm all in. That's what we did with Webinar, with Genius Marketing Pro. When we launched it, there were so many page builders out there, we didn't even want to talk about the page builder. Because already in 6 months, first 6 months of 2015, there was almost two page builders a month that were launched. So we knew we couldn't win with that. So we thought, people run from autoresponders. They don't understand the science behind it. We thought if we throw that in, we get some people off the fence. We also said, hey, many people, if they build a page, they get stuck because of images and they got to go subscribe to all this stuff. What if they can edit their own photos in it? Right. We threw it in. Yep. We could have easily make everyone pay an additional $20 a month for an autoresponder. We're trying to be smart. We're trying to get people on the front end and sell them what they need so they realize they got a group that is thinking of them too. We build a relationship on a give and take. We want to give more value than people pay for. Remember the formula I told them weeks ago, Charles? If you make value this big and price this big, people will always buy. So we knew this thing it's a winner. Let's say we could make $500,000 in 3 days, 4 days. That's the thinking we had because we threw it in. So now, as I talk about that, Charles saying that because I used to sell digital products, and I threw in the website already put up and already hosted. People couldn't help but buy it. So that kind of creativity came from making mistakes and doing it wrong. What Charles is explaining to you now is we use that in our products. If you buy one thing from us, we're actually trying to tie the other things in so that we give people a chance to say, wow, you're doing that? So I'm paying $39 a month for Aweber, I'm paying for lead pages over here, and now to get my funnels working, I'm paying $2.99 for ClickFunnels. You mean all that stuff's included? We're like, yeah. See what happens? Those that were on the fence, Charles, those were on the fence. Yep. They fall off, but they fall on the right side. They fall off. If you got it, type in the number 4 so we know you really get this. Before you start building a funnel, go inside and understand the science. Because next part we want to talk about is the conversions. But I need to make sure you got it. Number 4, quattro. Quattro. I don't know the Japanese word for 4, but type it in. You know, Charles, I don't think about this stuff often until we talk like this. But it's time. It's time that people get that. Some people think, you're stupid. You guys are throwing an autoresponder too. You're losing money. You don't know anything about what you're talking about. We don't believe in the one-time sale. Right on? We like the idea of having lifetime customers. And the best way to get them is to give way more value than you request in price. What's up? Let the church say, I got it. All right. All right. Charles, there's a part here that people don't understand, and that's the conversion factors, things that affect the conversion of if someone buys the upsell or the downsell or the front end. It's very important. Some of it we just covered indirectly, but I want to make sure that they got that too. Make sense?
Yep.
What are some of the things that you think about when you think about the conversion? We can start there. What are some of the things you think about when you think about the conversion of the thing actually working? As people actually buying. When you think about, okay, will it convert? Because we like to use that language. We all do. Is it converting? And if it's converting, What's that like? Talk to me. What do you think? And try to include the funnel itself rather than just the front end.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's some classic elements to making sure a funnel converts. So somebody's bought your front end, so then they're going to get to see another offer. So what do you want to do on that next offer, right? So what is some basics? Well, one thing is that there should be something in it that you're doing for them that they would ordinarily have to do for themselves. If you can just think about that, just kind of basically, the product should do something for them that if they tried to do it themselves, it would take a lot. They could buy it, but it would be more convenient if they bought it from you, right? DFY in some way, shape, or form. The other thing is it can't be available forever, right? So, we use the word scarcity. There's got to be a sense that if I let this go, it's not going to be there forever. But now when you say that, though, you have to hold to it. I know one of the big things is that, Dwayne and I, we talked about this a lot, through all of our launches, which if you say that this is going away in 10 days, it's got to go away. So it's not, it's not faking. You're saying, and there should be a reason why it's going away in 10 days. Well, yeah, it's going away in 10 days, but then explain why it is. So people understand that it's not just a sales tactic. It's really going away, and there's a good reason. So scarcity, some urgency. So in other words, there's got to be a reason they got to do it now. A limited now. It's hard to do with digital products. It's hard to limit a quantity, but you could say, hey, you know what? After 100 people, I don't care what the time is. We're cutting this off, right? You could do that. Mm-hmm. Some scarcity, some urgency, and then making sure, it's kind of really closely tied together. And you probably have some other things, Dwayne.
No, you're 100% right. I mean, if they think about everything you said, think about Black Friday and all of the people who were hauled off to jail because of the fights, right? How many people literally get in a fight in Walmart, or how many people camp outside because for only 2 hours, my favorite 60-inch TV is only going to cost me X amount of dollars. And I know the price is going to go up. And in fact, not only is it going to go up, the scarcity is so good, Charles, on Black Friday, they only have a few in the store available on purpose. Mm-hmm. There's only 3 of them, right? And you got thousands of people camping out. There's only 2 PlayStations left. Moms are ready to fight each other for their kids.
Right.
Scarcity works. Don't bother wondering why or how. Just use it. That's why we created Clockwork Funnels. That's why we have clocks inside. We have scarcity features inside of digital paydays so that you can actually put a coupon that's only there for a short while and goes away. You can actually use a countdown clock so people realize it's real, going up to normal. And Charles would tell you, folks get upset with us. Man, is the launch over? I missed it. Oh, man, I don't want to pay $47 a month. You know how many of those we get, right, Charles?
All right.
And folks have the nerve to get attitude with us. You knew when we were getting ready to sell it, you knew during the launch, and now a week or 2 later, you want me to give it to you for that special price. You need to respect what we're doing. And so you must use it. It is human nature, and it will work to your advantage if you use it. So I'm asking you all to use it. Scarcity is important. Don't say, oh, I got a funnel. If you have a funnel and you've already marketed on Facebook and there's no start time for that special, there's no end time for the special, if there's no special fast-acting reason for them to take advantage, you got a funnel, but it's a 99% chance it's not converting. Here are the elements that must be used if you want it to convert. You must have the element of a time frame. How long is it going to be there? The time frame. You must have this second element. That is, now think about this for a second. In the second element, it's important. You must understand it must have the clarity of the value. What exactly are they getting in that short amount of time? Then you must have the price drop. The price drop must be there. The price drop is what is it going to cost during that short amount of time? And what all am I getting? Right, that's the value. And then, of course, what's the time frame? And the fourth and final element that you want to have is you want to have, of course, the price marination. The price marination usually has a line crossed through. normally only $299. But for now, for these 4 hours, just $67. Because when you have these elements, you take out all of those things that gave you the struggle and made it hard for you to sell. How many of you follow that? Just the 4 elements alone will help you to sell. You know, people sell stuff that's crappy, Charles, just because they use the elements. They withdraw it from people. They take it back from them. They get them going. If you get this, now this deserves a number 5. Type in the number 5 if you understand the science behind conversions. What's the time frame? What's the clarity on the value? What's the low time, the little price right now? What is the marinated price? Would you have these? Oh, shoot. It's never a matter of how much you're going to, how many sales. I mean, what if you're going to make a sale? It's how many sales will you make? Mm-hmm. Type it. I'm going to say it number 5. Or Charles and I are going to say goodnight. It's already 9:47. So if y'all ain't going to type it, we're going to roll. Yeah, Charles. So that kind of thing isn't talked about. It's amazing to me. A lot of you guys are doing good, but you're creating a ton of funnels. See, I'm seeing the funnels, Charles. I'm seeing them on Facebook. I'm getting email messages with your funnels, but the elements are gone. You guys have to use the elements.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Nice Corvette, dude. Yeah, man. You can have it for just $67,000. Why would I want it? Right? By the way, how long is it going to be this price? Well, just till I sell it. There's no urgency.
Right.
I'll check it out. Now, I could take a guy who says his Corvette's only $77,000, which is $10,000 more. Normally, because it has that special supercharged jet engine in it, it's a $220,000 car. But just for the next 48 hours, it's $77,000. Then he tells me, so I got the time frame, I got the amount. Then he's going to break down the clarity of the value. This Corvette has ASC McLaren seat, leather seating that were custom made for it. There's only 4 other Corvettes like it in the entire world. Then they explained that the engine, the new jet engine, of which there's only 20 of these type of engines, it only has 5 original miles on it. He goes further. The paint job that his son put on it while in Germany. He flew the car over just for this amazing airbrush paint job and then flew it back home. There's nothing like this car in the world. And its price is going back to normal. But I'm looking to get another Vet and get it fixed up. So I'm selling it $77,000. It will sell. Now, Charles, everybody tell me which Corvette sounds more exciting? The 67, the price never changes. I don't know anything about the value, right? And there's no specific amount of time. There's no price marination. Which Corvette is sexier and which one would you fight to buy? Everyone type it in. First or second. When you understand this, when they understand this, Charles, they're going to get a better understanding of how to sell funnels or anything else.
Yep.
Let me put my question. Oh, whoa. What did I just do? I just clicked the keyboard shortcut and I don't know how to get out of it. Lord. Okay, sorry. Here we go. Now, in a minute, they're going to type that in. So, Charles, you know, bro, I love what we do, man. My big goal is to make sure we can position people and get them ready for their stuff. Because next week, maybe you can go right into the tech side of the funnels in greater detail. Because I know some have some questions about, okay, how do I make someone an affiliate? Right? And when I approve them or delay them, how's that part work? They're going to need to know that. But to know those things before they can sell one, before you know how to sell, it's an accident waiting to happen. You have the perfectly running funnel that doesn't convert. Looks pretty, but you make no money with it.
Yeah, so, when you have your funnel set up right, you don't have to have a gazillion customers. You really need to have. You can have a lot less fully satisfied good customers because they're spending what they want with you, and they're spending more than just that front end offer. You're more happy to have a bunch of them, but because you're satisfying them and you're giving them everything they need, front end, back end again, I mean, fewer customers, you need fewer of them to make your day.
Well said, bro. So that being said, bro, it is 9 minutes before the hour. And I hope my camera does that. Sometimes I got to do this to it to make it, I got to stun it because I go this big blur. Sorry, people are wondering, what's he doing? A few minutes ago, it fixed itself. I unplugged it already to fix it, but anyway, that's what it's about. Creating an opportunity to sell in spite of your limited experience. You can leverage what we're teaching you and use it yourself. You don't have to already have 20 years of experience in doing this stuff. You can actually learn from what we're telling you, pay attention to it. Mm-hmm. And the best way to really make sure you've learned it is to practice it. Build your funnels. But practice the things that involve the sell itself, not just having the perfect funnel, the perfect price, the perfect beautiful website, all that stuff. I don't really get caught up into it. I love the things that make it sell. And I'd much rather have an ugly site that makes me money than the most beautiful one that just looks good. That's it for tonight. This morning I talked about some of the stuff in the orientation. And so I tell you this, guys, how many of you are going to practice it? And while you're telling us, Charles, if you have any last minute words as we say goodnight, we can still see the chats after we hang up.
Yeah, just make sure that you reach out to me and with an email, right? If you have something that you want me to cover on Wednesday, I will do it. I'll always have something relevant to cover you. I'm going to show you how to use the system. We're going to be together for a while. But sometimes you might have something that's a little more urgent. Send me an email, and I'll put it on the call.
Cool beans. You guys have a great one. Hey, Charles, I have an event this week, right, in Colombia, so I have to shave. Not looking forward to it. I don't like shaving. I hate to spend the time to do that. If I had my way, I would just wake up and walk out the house.
I hear you.
You know, like my sons were when they were little kids. Oh, I have to take a bath. I don't mind. I got to do that because I don't want to be unbearable. But I don't like to shave for sure. I do have to brush the chairs because I don't want to have to scare myself when I breathe. So I have to brush the choppers. But I don't like a lot of those type of maintenance things, guys. That's too much information, I know. But anyway, I'm going to go because I have a lot of things to prepare for tonight. And you guys have a blessed night. Thank you for spending time with Charles and I. We're looking forward to seeing you Monday night during our Monday night webinar. Take care, guys. Peace.